Hey everybody, I am back out at Peter's Mill Run, but I'm doing this first person this time. So I've got my camera up on my head, look like a goofball, but I wanted to show you guys kind of the interior look at all of this. So right now I'm still in normal mode, 4A. I'm gonna pull up right here and actually switch it into, we'll go straight to 4 low because we're gonna need that at the beginning of this. And then once we get a little bit further in, we'll switch to 4 high. So right now, to get it into 4 low, you gotta put it in neutral. Do not apply the parking brake. You can if you want, I guess. And then you turn this drive mode. So I push it and go until I'm in the mode I wanna be in. So rock crawl. Rock crawl, 4x4 shift in progress is putting it into 4 low right now. Shift delay, drive forward, okay. Now back in neutral. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. I don't know if it's because I had my wheels turned a full revolution to the left, but now we are in 4 low, rock crawl mode. Rear diff is locked out, front diff is not locked out. But we could lock it just by pushing that button. We don't need to do that, so I'm not gonna do it right now. There's our cruise control if we wanted to set that, the 4 low cruise control. But now we're good. Gonna put it back in drive. Parking brake is off. I've got all my essentials. I got my Red Bulls, I got my snacks, and I got a trail. So here we go. I was out here last weekend. I said I wasn't gonna come back because the trail was in pretty rough shape. They're out here trying to fix it, but they're starting at the north end. I'm starting at the south end. But I know the lines I've gotta take. I only got hung up in one spot because I slid off of a rock. So this time I'm gonna take it way more to the left. I also brought my drone out. That's what I'm the most excited about. I wanted to fly my drone at one of the really cool climbs. There's a lot of trees, so we'll see how the following of the drone does. I got the DJI Mini 4 Pro fly more pack just to get the extra batteries, but the camera's really good. It has the 360 active track on it, so it's pretty cool software in it, and I'm curious to see how it does with all of its you know, obstacle avoidance and things like that, because out here there's a ton of trees. There's not a lot of places for it to fly. It can follow behind you. You can have it go off to the side. I'm curious to see if I tell it to go from the back to the side, if it actually, you know, is able to do that without hitting trees and keeping an eye on the vehicle. This camera is really nice when you're coming up a big steep thing. You can't really see over the hood necessarily, but you can see right here sort of what's out in front of you, and then you can still look up here as well. And then I did see someone pull in with a you know, side-by-side four-wheeler. So I'm checking my rearview mirror too to let them by if I see them, you know, rage up behind me or something. All right, so this rut is, I think, too much for what I want to do. So I'm just going to go center over it. And you can see here, we're right down the middle of it. This one should be fine. So we're in 3rd gear in 4 low, going 9 miles an hour at 2,500 RPM. So it definitely really gears it down a ton, which is fantastic. I mean, I've never actually gotten out of 4th gear in 4 low because at that point, I'm probably not doing much climbing anymore, and I'll just switch it back into off-road mode, which puts it in 4 high with the rear differential locked out. So once we get up the sketchy stuff here, not really sketchy, but once we get up that main stuff at the beginning here, I will put it into 4 high, and that process is super easy. Also, you just put it in neutral, switch to off-road mode from crawl mode, and then you're in 4 high. In 4 high, you cannot lock the front differential out, as far as I know. When I tried to do it last time, it wouldn't let me. So we got some rocks coming up here. I'm just gonna straddle this one here. You can see it there. I'm in between them. Oop, a little slidey. Back end slid right into that rut. So it's a little muddy today. All the recovery gear I have, I've got some straps. I've got a snatch strap and a static rope. So one that's a little stretchy, one that's not. I do not have a winch, but I have a 4-ton come along, so I can kind of hook that to a tree or something I can find and winch myself out slowly with my come along if I have to, which would kind of suck, but you got to be able to take care of yourself when you come out here by yourself. And I've done this trail a lot of times, so I'm not too worried about it. Ugh. I did air down to 24 PSI today. Last time I did this, I just left it at 36 and it was painful. So I think airing down is gonna help a bit more with the comfort of it and the grip on some of these rocks. All right, that 4x4 is right behind me here, so I'm gonna find a spot to pull over and let him go by. All right, so I've got my drone up, it's flying right out there. I've got my remote right here. I've got it centered and I can't figure out how to make that beeping stop, so just please bear with me on that. But I'm gonna see if it will follow me up this little rock wall here. Right, so I want it to active track, but I want to make sure it doesn't try to get up to the side of my truck. So once I start going up here, all right, so it still sees the truck, super cool. Now I'm going to tell it to track. So I've still not locked the front differential. I don't think I need to. So that's telling me it's seeing some obstacles. I'm curious if the drone's gonna find its way through here and keep following. Nope, I think it crashed. Whoops-a-daisy. Come on, little droney. We're gonna give it another shot. You got it.
Takeoff. Home point updated.
All right, so I got another car coming. Can't do this right now. Just gotta get out of the way. All right, we're gonna give Droney another chance.
Takeoff. Home point updated.
Okay, so my battery ran out of drones, or my drone ran out of batteries, and it was gonna go back to the home zone, which I don't know if there were people there, if they would hit it. So I had to run and land it in the middle of the trail. When I did this trail a week ago, I didn't air down. This time I took it down to 24, and it is a world of difference. So I have a compressor to fill back up when I get to the other end. I could have gone lower, but 24 is pretty darn comfortable in the ride compared to when I was at 36. Tires are absorbing a lot more of the bumps and the rocks. And I'm out of breath because I had to run to get my drone.
It's over!